Hey peeps, welcome to the month of November. If you're watching when this video first goes up on the channel, it is indeed that very dark, beautiful space. It's one of my favorite times of year, so I hope that you are doing well out there in the world. I have had so many people ask if I would speak to daily practice, and I've done a lot of sharing around my personal daily practice over the years. And as I was reflecting on these questions coming through from those who are either new witches or looking to reestablish a set practice for themselves, I wanted to share something outside of just what I do, which is the same thing that I've been doing now for a very, very long time. My daily practice is I do a series of card draws and journaling every morning to connect to my path, to my deity, and then I typically end my evening with journey work, meditation, astral travel, whatever you would like to call that, with a particular face of deity or doing some form of ritual or spell crafting that lets me feel connected to my path. Now, I do have a very stringent practice, but my job is also based on my spiritual path, and I do believe in practicing what you preach. So I have to show up and do the work in the same way I would encourage you to do so for yourself. And also it's just a way that I find I keep balance for myself in my life in general, is staying very connected to my gods and my guides and my path. So I just want to encourage you that daily practice is indeed accessible. And it's something that, much like working out or setting time aside to read or study for a specific course or career path that you're taking, it's really about making the time, just like you would for one of those things. So allowing there to be 5 to 15 minutes of daily practice every day. And it is truly as simple as a card draw and meditation and reflection upon that draw. I'm someone who loves journaling, so I like to do that through journaling. But if journaling isn't your thing, at least that time to reflect and connect in with your path and with the guidance and place of wisdom from, your higher self, your divine essence, whatever you would like to call that part of you. So what I thought I would do in this video, outside of that brief explanation, is give you a few spreads in case you want to bring daily practice into your experience, but you're finding just the one card draw to not be giving you the fullness of the experience you would like, which allows you to stay dedicated to the experience, because we want to get that reward if we're going to be putting in the investment of time and energy every day, right? So I have 3 different variations of a 3-card spread that you can work with either a tarot deck or an oracle deck. And I'm going to share those now in the description box down below. They are all typed out down there for you, so you can go ahead and explore them for yourself. Try these different variations on for size, and then from there use them as jumping off points to kind of craft your own spread and own means of connecting with your path, with your deity, with your divine essence through your personal daily practice. I just ask if you use any of these spreads online that you just credit me for the creation of the spread itself. Other than that, they're there for you to enjoy. There's no payment required to enjoy them. So these are 3 variations on a daily practice spread. So you're going to need a tarot and an oracle deck, or you could work with both if you wanted. Although for these 3 variations, I'm focusing on working with one deck. And you'll need a journal and a pen. What I encourage you to do is, when you pull the 3 cards, reflect on the spread as a whole, intuitively what comes up for you, and then pull out that journal and give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to just jot down what sticks out to you. What do you feel resonates? What do you feel are the core messages that are coming forward? And then over time, you can reference those journaling sessions and really see how you're getting to know your deck, you're establishing a set practice, and you're really connecting to your guides, your higher self, your divine essence in a conscious way every day. It's a beautiful thing to go back to those journaling sessions, just look at them and really see how much you've grown, but also how accurate those pulls were for whatever you are particularly moving through or processing at that time. So you're going to lay out 3 cards, and I encourage doing this either in the morning, in your quiet time before you have to leave for your day, or before you have to get your day started, or in the evening in that quiet time for reflection that most of us have at least a few minutes to ourselves to experience. I know some people find that the only time they really have is on their lunch break in the middle of the day. So if that works for you as well, that's another time. But I just really encourage allowing it to be a time where you have at least 5 to 15 minutes to sit and reflect, to not be hurried, to not be rushed. You know, some mornings you are going to be rushed, but if you can set aside a time where you can really dedicate that 5 to 15 minutes to your practice, it's going to make a big difference. So the first variation for this spread, you're going to draw 3 cards. Card position number 1 answers where you are at for the day. What is the current energy you're exploring? That's your first card. Card position number 2 is what may I expect or encounter today? This is more divinatory in nature. It's letting you know what you might be encountering while you're in the current energy of card position number 1. And then your final card position here is what message does my goddess or God or guide, whoever you're working with there, have for me? So you're getting general energy, divinatory perspective, and a spiritual message for yourself. So that's the first variation of this 3-card daily practice pull. The second variation, card position number 1, what wisdom does the goddess have for me today? And you can tie that in with a specific deity that you might be walking with. Card position number 2, how can I best explore that energy today? So how can you best explore the message that the goddess has for you as an energy throughout your day? And then card position number 3, what shadow aspect can I offer balance towards around this theme? So this third position is insight into unconscious factors that are affecting the theme. And through that awareness, how you can balance that energy for yourself as you move throughout your day. Your final 3-card variation here. Who am I today? Card position number 1. Card position number 2, what may I encounter throughout my day? And card position number 3, what deity or guide is walking with me? So that's a little more of an active earth path, very focused variation here that you can engage with. And I find this one to be helpful, especially on days when I have something I have to do that I may need to really be in a very public face for, or I might be interacting with other energies and I want some insight into what to expect and how to be the most present and confident I can be in a certain situation. So these are 3 variations for you to play with in your own practice based on how many questions I've received about daily practice over the last 6 months. I want to do a brief demonstration for you just to share how you can connect with this and that you can really make it very simple. And I have to say, these are the practices that stand the test of time. I know a lot of people seem to want me to say something really fancy that I do every day, but it is very much, I have found the importance of that daily card draw or small spread like this, and then journaling and sitting with those messages that have allowed me to get to know my tarot decks, to understand the language that we share, the relationship that we have. But also to be tapped into that path every day so that I'm living and breathing it. It's not just something I'm touching once a week during ritual. So you're going to lay 3 cards out. I always like to shuffle with the intention of connecting to my path, to my gods, and to my higher self. And then I'll shuffle and lay the cards out. As always, if this resonates with you, feel free to take these as a message. This is the Darkwood Tarot that we're using today. So card number 1 is the 10 of Swords. Card number 2 is the 8 of Cups. And card number 3 is the 6 of Cups. So looking at the spread as a whole lot of water energy. There's a sense of karmic threads running through things and endings and stepping away. That's very clear from the 10 of Swords, the 8 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups drawn together. So we're going to go with the second variation here because this is personally the one that I use more often when I want to do more than a 1-card draw for my daily practice. What wisdom does the goddess have for me today? 10 of Swords. So for me, this would be the goddess Hecate, who I'm currently working with pretty intensely right now. What wisdom does Hecate have for me today? 10 of Swords. There is something, if this message resonates for you, there's something that Hecate is encouraging you to allow to have ended and be over. It's a day to be patient, to be present with oneself, and allow the understanding and awarenesses of the endings to really sink in, to be with those feelings and emotions, and not attempt to resurrect something as a desire to get back something that I might think I've lost or that you might think you've lost, but instead to really be with the profound power of understanding that something has ended. So endings, release, letting go, this is the wisdom that Hecate has for us this day. How can I best explore that energy today? 8 of Cups, reiterating that it's not about trying to resurrect this. It's about really being present to the ending and moving forward in a new direction for myself. And I love the serpent energy here, really affirming to trust my intuition about, well, what is moving forward? What is understanding the spiritual meaning of this ending and moving in directions that speak more to who I am becoming now? What does that look like for me? The serpent is really informing that this is going to happen, at least the way I would interpret this, very much in alignment with my feminine wisdom and feminine knowing, and from a very intuitive space. So how do I best explore that energy? Allowing time for meditation and reflection on everything I've learned from this ending and who I now am. So time for some quiet reflection is called for. And also I do feel that this would be an affirmation, perhaps not to try and resurrect something on this day or to talk about this past thing with someone who's involved in it, but instead to let it be, let the ending be. Card position number 3, what shadow aspect can I offer balance towards around this theme of ending? And the shadow aspect for me as a reader, 6 of Cups, would very much be about the karmic ties that bind, soul contracts, individuals, relationships, and connections that we repeat across many lives, or core lessons and themes that get repeated from karmic perspectives throughout multiple lifetimes. So the shadow aspect is that this ending probably has something to do with a core theme for me in regards to my purpose, my journey, my lessons in this incarnation as who I am now. And I offer balance to that by being aware of and taking a moment to reflect upon those core themes. So if this is a reading that resonates for you, or if this was a real daily draw spread I was doing for myself, I would sit with the ending that I know is happening, or the ending I intuitively feel is in the middle of being experienced. And I would reflect on the lessons that I'm learning, the connections across time and space I have in regards to either the individuals or the situation going on, and how I can be really present to how this ties in with my own purpose, with my own passions, and with my own growth and knowings around the situation. So this is an example of how you can sit with the energy of a daily practice spread like this and get the most out of it. And I would allow for time for reflection and journaling around each individual card position, and then a look at the spread as a whole. To return now full circle to looking at the spread as a whole, we can definitely see it's a time of endings where what has been lost or what has ended or what has finished, it's very important to allow it to be dead and to focus instead on the lesson, the understanding, the personal growth, and moving in new directions that are in alignment with one's intuition. So hopefully if you've been looking for a spread or some encouragement to step back into daily practice, this video helps. I really cannot reiterate how important I think daily draws and journaling every day as often as possible are to a long-term practice that's fulfilling, that feels connected. And especially if you are looking to build relationship with deity, card work like this with a focus on understanding their messages for you on each day, as well as their energy as an archetypal presence, as a guide in your current experience. This really assists you to feel that you are building connection, partnership, and relationship with these faces of deity. So I hope you found this video helpful. I am sending you, as always, oceans of love, and I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.